next difference maker is Dave Barter, chosen by Paxton Edgar. Dave is our game sponsor this year for the Arrowheads. Thank you. Next is Coach Chris Schmidt. Schmidt, chosen by Gunnar Lacey. Chris might have coached this guy a few football games. Next is Andrew Zirkle, chosen by Brandon Briggs. Coach Zirkle, Coach Brandon this year in football. Next is Taylor Clay, chosen by Ty Bates. Next is Dave Wright, chosen by Garrett Davis. Next is Leslie Blankenship, chosen by Kingston Jenkins. Brady Booth has selected Jason Davis. I think Jason might have been a principal for a few years. And teacher. Next is Chad Booth, chosen by Steve Sierto. I sent a picture of tonight's program to Chad along with Steve's mom, and I said, I think Uncle Chad probably wants this as well. Next is Trenton Cooper, chosen by Killian O'Brien. Trenton, a massive supporter of Arrow Athletics and a former Arrow. And last is Coach White, chosen by Grayson Bates. Coach White, a familiar face in Arrow Athletics and AU Athletics, a longtime coach in the Ashland area. Thank you to our difference makers for pouring into the lives of others. Your support has made a great difference in these young men's lives, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network, brought to you by Sarver Paving. We greet you warmly from Arrow Arena as the Ashland Arrows entertain the John Hay Hornets out of Cleveland, Ohio in the regular season finale of boys varsity basketball. Tonight's game also brought to you by the fine folks at Hedstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. This is the Countdown to Tip-Off show. It's brought to you by Simonson Construction Services, serving Ashland and North Central Ohio for over 50 years. David Wilson reporting courtside with Chris Mowry and Brandon Gunder. It's our final basketball broadcast of the season as the Arrows will head into the tournament playing on the road. We'll get into that in just a few moments, but one final game to play as they will wrap it up with their 22nd and final game of the regular season. The Arrows are 13-8. John Hay comes in with a record of 10-10. And Chris Mowry, good evening to you. One final time emanating from Arrow Arena. The Arrows looking to tune up. Probably could have just canceled the game. It was originally scheduled to be against Shelby, but they could not play Shelby because of their tournament schedule, and so they got John Hay scheduled kind of on a last-minute basis just to have a tune-up game because the Arrows have not played since that Friday game against Lexington some time ago. Yeah, absolutely. They say in football, David, the fastest 10 weeks of the year are football season. Well, I've got to tell you, this basketball season has flown by as well, too. So, hey, we're already here. It's the final game of the regular season. The tournament horizon's here. The Arrows come in the tournament, ranked seventh seed, I should say. They'll do battle against St. John's Jesuit next Wednesday at 7 o'clock at Toledo Central Catholic. We'll highlight that a little bit better, but been a lot of fun. One more time we get to go here at Arrow Arena, and make sure you stay tuned for the Fickus Furniture Injury Report because we got some news for you coming up. All right, so that is just ahead. While we have a chance, we'll take a look at that Arrows record and the OCC standings. Now, of course, the OCC already all wrapped up, but it's brought to you by Whitaker Myers, providing solutions for your insurance, benefits, and wealth management needs since 1869, with offices in Ashland and Worcester. Arrows are 13-8. They're coming off a loss against Lexington, as we mentioned. That was back on the 13th, so a week ago Friday. 69-64 the final score. That, of course, led, along with some of the other finals that night, to a four-way tie for first place in the OCC. Something that I don't know had ever happened before and may not happen again, but that's the way it all shook out, with New Philly, Dover, Mansfield Senior, and Ashland all finishing the conference at 10-4. So that's the way it all shook out. The Arrows take the share of the title. Certainly wish they could have had it outright, but still a conference championship, and that's the way it'll be remembered, Chris. You know who the happiest guy in all the land is going to be when he hears that stat, if he ever does? The guy making the plaques, the awards, the medals? Roger Goodell. Okay. He's going to love it because the NFL is all about parity. At least my team, we're not parity. We're always in the cellar. The Cleveland Browns, thank you, Jimmy Haslam and company. But the NFL is designed for parity, and it was the OCC this year with a four-way tie at the top. Arrows had a chance to get it done against Lex. Lex played their most inspired game, make no mistake about it, when the Arrows came in for that final OCC tilt. Dover did what they shouldn't have done, lost to New Philly, a crosstown rival, and then we beat senior high school twice, and they end up winning, and it just is a whole mess. But hey, you know, they're going to hang numbers up there on that banner, and in 30 years, somebody's going to look up there and say, oh, the kids won it in 2025. You sure did. Great season because, of course, the ladies won as well, so it's a dual conference championship for both Ashland boys and girls basketball. This is the Simonson Construction Countdown to Tip-Off. We are getting closer to the start of tonight's game against John Hay. Coming to you live all season long from the Priest Dental broadcast booth, your hometown dental leader, Kevin Priest, and his team will handle all of your dental needs. We'll take a time out here and come right back with more pregame activities. It's the Arrows and the Hornets tonight on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
It is John Hay against Ashland this evening here at Arrow Arena. We welcome you back to the Simonson Construction Countdown to tip-off. Ashland 13-8. They will be the number 7 seed in the Northwest 1 District. They have a game against Toledo St. John's coming up on Wednesday, March the 4th. To start their tournament run, St. John's will be a formidable opponent. They are 17-5. But that is what is ahead for the Arrows. As we mentioned earlier, sort of a tune-up game tonight against John Hay, a team that is 10-10. They are a D3 team, and they have a tournament game coming up against Lutheran West on Friday at 7. So the lower division teams, 3 through 7, they start their tournaments a little bit earlier than the Division 1s and 2s. So Ashland will have off until the 4th, which isn't that far off, but important to have a game here tonight against John Hay just to keep sharp.
Yeah, I would agree with you. You know, it would have been great to have that contest against Shelby. You know, that's coached by Greg Galloway, a legendary Arrow and a legendary Eagle. You know, he's now the head basketball coach over there at Shelby and has done a fantastic job. He and head coach Jason Hess know each other really, really well. Scott Valentine, the football coach, knows. You know, there's a lot of memorable things there when you welcome Coach Galloway back into town. But you know, for a number of reasons, it just didn't work out, namely the tournament schedule that they had. But yeah, I'm with you. I'd rather play tonight and get a tune-up game in, regardless of the opponent, right? And just to keep fresh, get your sea legs under you again. You've been off for a little bit. You certainly wouldn't want to go from that taste of Lexington all the way through until, you know, March 4th when you tee it up against St. John's. And as you mentioned, David, they're a formidable opponent, to use your words. 17-5, that's a good squad. They play up there in that Toledo district, Toledo area, where there's some pretty darn good basketball up there too. So Arrow's going to have their hands full there, and we'll see if hopefully we can get a little momentum going with John Hay here in Arrow Arena tonight.
Well, Chris, when we have our game day guests, and we will have one tonight at halftime, it's brought to you by Whitcomb and Hess. They have all of your needs covered. Plan, grow, and thrive. Financial advisors and CPAs will help you grow your business and investments. Who is coming up tonight?
Yeah, halftime we'll have former Arrow boys basketball coach Doug McDonald. We'll get into a lot of things. Coach McDonald played at Ohio State. You know, he had a legendary career down there. We'll talk to him a little bit about that. 4 years as an Arrow head coach. They say when you win the conference in each of your 4 years, that's pretty good. And I'll just tease this up. In Coach McDonald's 4 years, he went 70-14, folks. That's good enough for an 80% win clip. So to say this man knew his basketball and was able to transfer it from his knowledge upstairs to his players on the court would be an understatement. So looking forward to catching up with him and having some words with him and listen to what he has to share.
Yeah, that should be a lot of fun to reminisce. He certainly had the program on the upward trend when he was here. I'll look forward to some of his recollections there. Our official watch location never changes. It's the South Street Grill, your home to catch Arrows athletics when you aren't able to attend in person. They carry Arrow basketball all season long in the lower level bar area. We appreciate their great sponsorship all season long. We got just a little bit before the national anthem. Chris, let's go ahead and check that injury report, which we do have a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about. Injury report brought to us by our friends down in Dromesville. Fickus Furniture. Check out Mark Fickus and his team down there for a Lazy Boy recliner, new bedroom suite, flooring, carpeting. They got your needs covered. Check them out down there. They even got rugs, David. You asked about a rug, a throw rug. They got you covered down there, too. All budgets will be taken care of by Mark Fickus and the group down there. All right, 4 arrows to talk about tonight. Number 1, Brandon Briggs, not available tonight. He's out. Number 2, Ty Bates. He's out of the district, out of the state. He's on a college visit, so he had that planned beforehand. And then Killian O'Brien, who you know has had a wheel dinged up, and he's out. And then on your screen you see Pax Ediger there in the shooting shirt, and he has a walking boot on, folks. So nothing to be alarmed about. Anticipate having him back next week, but they're going to play it cautionary, and he's going to miss today's contest. He'll be rooting on his supporters. And another hat tip to the OCC and Division 6 District Player of the Year, Pax Ediger, as well as these other arrows that were all OCC performers as well. Gabe Baith, Reed Emmons, Garrett Davis, congratulations to them as well. And we talked about this last time, David, we were together. Clean sweep for Jason Hess and Renee Holt. Yep. Clean sweep for the Mamba and Pax Ediger, and basically a clean sweep for almost the starting lineups on both teams, all conference. So pretty impressive accolades bestowed upon these arrows on the guys and the gals side. So congratulations to all involved.
Yeah, very well deserved and very well represented. We are headed toward the tip-off between Ashland and John Hay. When we come back, we'll have our national anthem presented by Chandler Systems, Inc., the starting lineups, and we'll get this one started. You're watching Ashland Arrows basketball on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
And welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. It is Ashland and John Hay this evening from Arrow Arena. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you being with us all season long. It is our final basketball broadcast. We'll be gearing up for AHS baseball coverage coming up this spring. That's a little bit later on. We've had a great time bringing you basketball, and we have one more for you tonight, which hope the Arrows can come out and close out the home season with a win. Our national anthem is presented by Chandler Systems, Inc., locally owned and operated right here in Ashland for over 40 years. Well, our national anthem here, and the Arrows and Hornets about to do battle. Time to check those starting lineups. They're brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company for all of your paper needs and wedding invitations to business cards and everything in between. Truly Inspired Paper Company in Ashland and Loudonville. For the John Hay Hornets and Coach Chris Sanders, they are 10-10. Tavon DeBase will start at one guard spot. He's 5'10" and a senior. Juan Mitchell Jr. starts in the backcourt as well, a 6'2" senior. Jeremiah Williams, a 5'9" senior guard. Quincy Boyd will also start at guard, 5'10" and a senior. And in the middle, Zion Griffin, he's 6'6" and a junior. So they have four guards around a big post. DeBase, Mitchell, Williams, Boyd, and Griffin. For Ashland and head coach Jason Hess, Kingston Jenkins will make his first varsity start. He's 5'11" and a sophomore. Gabe Baith, 5'8", the senior sharpshooter. Reed Emmons at the shooting forward spot. Reed, a 6'3" senior, averaging 11 a game. Garrett Davis at forward, 6'1" and a junior. Davis averaging 8 points and 5 boards. And then who is the other starter, Chris? I am Gunnar Lacey, the 5'11" senior guard, will round out the starting five. Lacey, Jenkins, Baith, Emmons, and Davis. No Edgar tonight, who is resting up and will be in action for the tournament opener. But those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Truly Inspired Paper Company. Now, Chris, let's check those keys to the game. What do you think will be important in the regular season finale?
Well, I think for John Hay, if watching the JV game, obviously JV varsity is much different, right? But for the JV John Hay Hornets, there was a lot of turnovers. There was a ton. And if that's any indication of what this varsity team plays like, that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to say turnovers for John Hay. Keep those down, keep it manageable. For the Arrows, you're going to have to find a way. You're going to have to find a way without your leading scorer, Pax Edinger, or the District 6 Player of the Year as well, and the OCC Player of the Year. So you're going to have to find a way. And it's almost like the ladies when, they lost Madison Hoffman. At the end of the season, they found different ways, different pieces, different puzzles to kind of put together. Not saying that Pax is not going to be available next time out. We fully expect he will be, but if for whatever reason you kind of learn, you're like, okay, that didn't work, this did, it gives Jason Hess and the staff an opportunity to kind of try a couple different things as they get ready for Toledo St. John's Jesuit.
Keys to the game brought to you by your hometown vision leader, Ashland Eye Care. Proud AHS alum Dan Denbo will handle all of your vision needs. We've got 3 officials ready to work the game tonight. They will make the impartial calls, Chris, and they are
Steve Hartman, Calvin Tuggle, and John Torrey Reese.
And the referees brought to you, as always, by the 419 Barbershop in downtown Ashland. Matt and his team have all your hair care needs covered. So we have covered everything pregame-wise. We're ready for the tip-off as John Hay comes out into the court with their traveling black uniforms trimmed in green. And Ashland will be in their home whites trimmed in black and orange. Team colors and the tip-off served up by Linway Restaurant. Quality food and fine service since 1951. You ready for the season finale here for us, Chris?
Just about ready to get it going. If you're scoring at home, it's not John Torrey that you remember him by. It's JT Reese, the former TY Tigers head coach. He's going to throw it up center circle, and we're just about ready to get it going.
There is the opening tip. It is batted around. It's on the floor, up for grabs, and it's picked up by Juan Mitchell Jr. of John Hay. He flips it up, no good on the floater. Got his own miss, and they'll reset the offense with Quincy Boyd running the point, and the Arrows will start out in a little bit of a matchup zone here.
Yeah, Arrows doing a good job flushing side to side here. Looks like might have a little perimeter shooting here display from John Hay. First one was already let go deep, and they got 3-4 guys, now 5 outside the three-point line.
Mitchell throws it left, gets it right back, swings it over to Boyd. Patient possession here for John Hay. Gunnar Lacey knocks the ball away. Boyd will shoot a long 3 and make it.
That was deep.
Quincy Boyd makes the first bucket of the ball game. It was his shot that missed, and then Mitchell had the offensive rebound. And I think we've got a turnover.
Yeah, Gabe Baith looking for Garrett Davis as he was getting ready to get trapped double team there, and he threw it back to Davis, who wasn't really ready. He threw it behind him a little bit, so turnover there for the Arrows on their first possession.
Throw it into Jeremiah Williams. Corner three, swished by Juan Mitchell Jr.
There's another one.
Ball knocked away and out of bounds, and it's off Reed Emmons. So the pressure hurting Ashland, forcing them into 2 early turnovers.
And a very interesting press here that they're displaying. It's really trapped the ball with 3 guys, so somebody's going to be open. John Hay's quick. They're a quick basketball team. Arrow's going to have to get the ball in and get right back to maybe the inbound thrower and then get the ball up the court.
Skip pass goes to Boyd. He's shut off in the corner by Garrett Davis. 6-0 Hornets, just underway, getting warmed up here at Arrow Arena. Ashland 13-8, John Hay 10-10. Jumper right corner by Williams, no, and it's out of bounds. Team rebound to the Arrows. They will try and get it across half court for the first time.
Yeah, that'd be a positive. Big IQ play by Gunnar Lacey right there. You know, boxing out basically no man, but letting that ball go out of bounds. Possession for the Arrows.
Kingston Jenkins with a pass right on the money for Reed Emmons, and he knocks down the left side 3, a BB&C Car Care 3-pointer right on cue as the Arrows needed that one. They're on the board.
Smooth operator Reed right there. That looked good coming out of the fingertips, and nothing but nylon there on that conversion.
Shooting 46% from 3-point range coming into this regular season finale. Reed Emmons. Quincy Boyd, a little bit of a jab step. Keeps the dribble going at the top of the key. He'll pull up off the dribble, miss it off the back iron, and Emmons comes down with the rebound. Arrows down 6-3, early first quarter, 5:44 and counting. Baith will launch from the top of the key. Too strong, and that's out of bounds to John Hay. They're a member of the Senate League. Rhodes High School won that league this year. I believe Glenville was second. John Hay, I think, placed 4th in the conference standings with an 8-3 record. Quincy Boyd lost it off the dribble, went back to retrieve it. Swings it over to Jeremiah Williams, bounce pass into the post. This is Zion Griffin, tried to dribble it, lost it. It was stolen by Baith, and now Kingston Jenkins with the transition bucket. And it's a 1-point. John Hay lead 6-5.
Incredible pass by Gabe Baith in transition. Threw that bounce pass a long way, but kept it low on the ground and then found a wide open Jenkins, goes up, lays it in.
Jumper knocked down by Jeremiah Williams. So they have hit 3 shots, all from deep. Emmons will try and answer. Too much muscle, and Zion Griffin came down with the rebound.
That was an odd looking play there. Looking for a foul with Zion.
9-5, John Hay. 4-point lead for the visitors, 4:33 on the clock, first quarter. Out front, Juan Mitchell Jr. Jeremiah Williams. Boyd drives inside, throws it up in a crowd, missed it. Tip back up, no good by Griffin. Boyd another offensive rebound, and he scores.
Yeah, just not a clean possession there, getting that, clearing that glass there for the Arrows. Really disappointing. Let them have 3 opportunities and converted there. Boyd did.
Quincy Boyd with 5, and that's turnover. Gunnar Lacey got trapped on the sideline. It was batted around and off an arrow, and it's 11-5, and John Hay gets the ball back.
John Hay, you mentioned it early, but John Hay is disciplined with the basketball. They're not rushing it. They're not running up as fast as they can like most teams we watch these days and getting as many shots as they possibly can. They're disciplined there. You got the big guy in the middle and basically 3-4 guys out beyond a 3-point arc before they get into their offense.
Arrows extending the defense with Davis pressuring Boyd.
Need a quicker count there.
Good ball handling by Quincy Boyd.
Out.
Over to Mitchell. Drives on Jenkins. Jeremiah Williams for 3. Knocked that one down. Jeremiah Williams now with a couple of 3 balls. He has 6, and it's 14-5.
That's 4 triples already, David. 12 points of their 14 coming from the perimeter shot.
Zion Griffin rips down his third rebound off the Emmons miss. Here's Tavon DeBase. DeBase is senior. Plays it back out to Juan Mitchell Jr., also a senior.
You know, we talk about this oftentimes, thinking about the Arrows on offense, what luxury it is having Ediger and Baith who can both handle the basketball. Traps are not an issue for the Arrows most times because you have real true 2-point guards there, and they don't have that luxury tonight. So Baith being forced to be the point guard up and down the floor.
Jump stop by Williams, but I think they got him on a travel. It's a second turnover on John Hay. But our Sid Suds substitution, Brady Booth, checks into the ball game. Booth, he should be warmed up. The JV team won tonight for Ashland 56-41, and Booth pumped in 20.
Solid.
Checking a couple of wet spots on the court, but I think we're good to go. Brady Booth, the 5'10 junior, checks in. 14-5. Arrows have started out cold. Emmons has a 3. And Jenkins has a layup.
Transition layup as well. We haven't seen too many sets here. Reed Emmons launched a couple threes, but Arrows having a hard time here getting the ball over half court, as you mentioned before.
They swing it around. Booth out of the corner to Davis, poked away by Quincy Boyd, who is off to a good start with 5 points. Booth closed out by Griffin. Gunnar Lacey drives baseline, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Not the only game tonight at Arrow Arena that the Ashland faithful are going to be interested in. We'll have score updates from Buckeye Central for you as the girls do battle in the district with the Norwalk Truckers.
Jump shot good by Garrett Davis, a 2-ball. His first 2, Davis averaging 8 a game, 14-7.
Needed bucket there, David. The Arrows have been on a streak there for a while. Not a good streak.
2-minute warning here in the first quarter. Jumper by Williams, missed. Weak side rebound to Reed Emmons, his second. They hurry it up to Gabe Baith. Emmons trailing on the play. He launches, he misses. Rebound ripped down by Boyd. Ahead to Williams, back to Boyd with a head of steam. Elevates and knocks it in with the little floater on the left side. Quincy Boyd with 7.
Jeez, Boyd can put it up, can he? He's a really nice player, athletic.
Emmons at the arc. Baith, NBA 3. Way too strong, and it's Boyd. Right through traffic to the 10, misses the scoop shot. Emmons, his third rebound. We're about a minute to go and change. Booth for 3. He's still feeling hot from the JV action. He knocks down a BB&C Car Care 3. Makes it 16-10.
Great job by Booth, not showing any concern being a varsity player right now. He just says, hey, I got it spotted up. My shoulders are square, gonna let it fly, and caught it there for the Arrows. Much, much needed goal. 16-10 now, John Hay.
Now Booth up to 23 on the night. It looks like John Hay will be happy to just hold the ball here. We've got 36 seconds left.
Put the shot clock on.
The Arrows packed back in that zone. If ever there was a case in point where the shot clock is needed, Chris, this
right
is
here.
it.
Yeah. I mean, even if you put it at 35 seconds or something, put it at a college game, 30, whatever it is. I mean, fans come here, the kids come here, they want to play. Let them play.
Now we're up to 12, I should say down to 12, and they'll start the set right now. They'll swing it over to Tavon DeBase. He misses the 3. Griffin tipped the ball, but it's Gunnar Lacey to come up with it. And then Booth.
Lefty.
Misses the heave, and that's it.
Boy, David, the last one from that spot, I about blew my lungs out there with Kennedy Lacey when she nailed that one.
I recall that. Yeah, that was a great shot by Kennedy. This one does not go in, and we're through 8 minutes. John Hay leading Ashland 16-10. We'll get second quarter play-by-play going when we come right back on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work. It's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
First half action brought to you by Comfort Control, providing the best comfort for residential and commercial customers for more than 40 years. Underway here in quarter number 2. Arrows ball on the restart, 16-10, John Hay.
Arrows in a more traditional set here, a little weave and go and back picks, and Arrows trying to get an open look.
Double team on Baith, now a triple team, he's in trouble, and a whistle and a jump ball.
I think Baith was expecting that he was going to get a whistle there, getting, kind of hog-tied. A couple guys on from John Hay had from the front and the back trying to get the basketball, but they caught a lot of body there too.
Turns into a turnover as the Arrow faces John Hay that time. Quincy Boyd.
I should have done my homework. Who's John Hay?
Yeah, you got me there, Chris.
Me too.
Shot by Williams goes off the rim. The rebound pulled down by Emmons.
Maybe Luke McFrederick will let me know here on a text message momentarily.
Booth over to Baith. Davis back to Baith, standing near the center circle. 6-point ball game.
Far too much standing around here for the Arrows. Everybody outside the three-point line, looking at each other what to do.
Baith off the dribble, misses the shot. Rebound down to Tavon DeBase. They had a little pick and roll there with Lacey. Underneath, Griffin misses the shot, and Reed Emmons grabs another rebound.
Boy, 6'6", you'd expect him to go up and flush that one.
Booth for 3, deep on the left, and missed the shot. Griffin picks up the board, his 4th. 16-10. Quincy Boyd. Tavon DeBase into the corner. Jeremiah Williams is set up there. He's hit a couple of threes already. Boy, that ball goes right through Griffin's hands, and then it's loose and rolling into the backcourt, picked up by Gabe Baith. Trailing the play, Booth.
Good hustle by the Arrows there, and a wise decision by Baith not to go up in the mountains of trees there. And Davis converts from deep, a needed 3, cuts the lead down to John Hay, only up by 3.
Garrett Davis, 5 points. He knocks down the BB&C Car Care 3. Don't walk, keep your car running smoothly with regular oil changes at BB&C Car Care. Turnover inside, again looking for Griffin down there. Stolen away by Gabe Baith.
They're looking for Booth. They're not afraid to find the sharpshooter there for the Arrows. And here he goes, put it up again.
And he knocks it down. Brady Booth, corner pocket 3. His second make of the ball game. He gets fouled by Tavon DeBase, his first. And an and one opportunity here, brought to you by the Norma Foundation, rewarding big plays on the court and big ideas off it. So we've got the BB&C Car Care 3, the Norma Foundation and 1, and Booth at the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
Perfectly done, David. And it's a converted 4-point play, which I'm going to go on a limb and say we don't see it again tonight.
7 for Booth. It's 17-16. Ashland with their first lead of the night. 5:07 to go before halftime. Boyd draws contact.
That's just wild there, off the deck, and picks it up, and a couple shuffle steps, and through 2 men, and throws it off the glass. And then you get called for a foul, and he goes to the Connery Manufacturing stripe, and you look at your coach and say, I don't know what all that was. That was some wildness.
It is a non-shooting foul, so they inbound baseline. Quincy Boyd, long three out front. Lays up on the rim. Won't go. Brady Booth down with the rebound. Arrows hurry up the court. Reed Emmons.
Whoa, that's
into the crowd.
Fifth row.
Went sailing over some guy's head over there. Lucky he's sitting in the front row. So that pass a little off the mark.
That looked like a Reed flared 4-iron there on a par 5.
1 point game, Ashland up by 1. 4:44 to go. Second quarter. That's DeBase down low. Throws it back out to Mitchell. Lost it. That's a turnover. The 5th for John Hay. Cierto, and he is fouled by Juan Mitchell.
Mitchell says, what, me? Hey, you're bear hugging him.
4:27 on the clock. Second quarter action here, regular season finale.
Second foul of the game, David. It's been lightly whistled.
Garrett Davis swings it out to Emmons. They close out on him quickly. Emmons with 1-3 so far in the ball game. Baith gets caught in the corner again, and a whistle and a foul. I think they'll get Juan Mitchell Jr. again. So he picks up 2 quick ones. They do have a couple of players in the game, Chris, and we'll just tell it like it is. 44 and 21. I don't have them on my roster. Jump shot good. That's Baith.
Breaks the seal. First triple of the night for Gabe Baith and gives the Arrows a 4-point lead.
Baith now at 1,020 points in his career. Over the 1,000 point mark last game against Norwalk. 20-16. Is Quincy Boyd with it. Hands it off to Juan Mitchell. And a steal. Gabe Baith takes it away. 1-on-2 and converts the layup off the glass. A CB Ward Real Estate bank shot. Gabe Baith, 5 quick points. Arrows on a run here, 22-16. Jumper on the way, no. Rebound to Garrett Davis.
Certainly more of the pace the Arrows want to play. This is more of an up and down tempo. No, not this set down and kind of guard. Here's Baith from downtown, baby bucket! Gabe Baith on a 8-0 run by himself. John Hay, timeout.
25-7 as we see it again on the Sarver Paving replay. Baith with the heat check. As Chris mentioned, 8 straight by Baith. It was 16-7 John Hay. And now an 18-0 run by the Ashland Arrows. 25-16.
Well, the Arrows, David, I said it just before Baith got that steal and that triple. The game is turning into the Arrows game. Up and down, up and down. Let's get shots up. Let's get shots going. Let's back pick and let's, pick and roll, whatever. Let's get an open shot, get the ball in the air. That's what this game has turned into. Speeds up John Hay. They're not as disciplined and fundamental with the basketball. You can see it on screen. Lots of turnovers, lots of steals by the Arrows, and we're on an 18-0 run right now. Big deal. Game has completely flipped here for the Arrows.
Defense has been forcing some turnovers. Brady Booth has provided a spark off the bench with 7 points. And so we have 3:13 to go in the first half. Second quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control. Quincy Boyd with the ball. He'll get a pick here. William Seals in the game. There's a jumper by Boyd. It's good. That's a 3. He was just behind the line. 10 for him. Emmons to Baith, trailing the play from the corner, missed the shot. Rebound knocked around, and it is out of bounds. It'll go to Ashland. So 25-19.
44 checking the air pressure of the basketball there as he was just about went out in the cafeteria. That thing got slammed pretty good.
They looked the other way on that. Cierto, nice spin move. Missed the shot. Got his own miss, though.
Booth, triple, got it.
Brady Booth gives Cierto the rebound and the assist. Booth now in double figures with 10. Another BB&C Car Care 3, and the Arrows are just raining down threes now at 28-19. Boyd will reset the offense. John Hay will try and get back to what they were doing earlier. They got off to a great start in this game. They've cooled off. Turnovers have been mounting. They'll throw it to Boyd up top. This is Tavon Base for three. Misses. Rebound. Grabbed four by Cierto and tips it over to Reed Emmons. Give Emmons the board. Here's a long three by Bates. Oh, too far off the back flange.
Yeah, just a little heavy there, Bates. That would have erupted the crowd.
Boyd misses, and Bates picks up the rebound. So John Hay has gone cold while the Arrows have heated up. Garrett Davis with the ball top of the key. Now a long three by Booth. No.
18-2 run, I believe, David. 18-4.
Rebound for John Hay, and Quincy Boyd will bring it forward. Just over a minute to go here in a quick moving first half. Tavon to Base to Boyd, long three on the left, no. Arrows in good position. Bates comes down with the rebound. He's had a busy first half.
Yeah, David, defensively for the Arrows, it's basically turning in. You're going to have to cover Boyd, Quincy Boyd. He's got 10 of the 19. You put a body on him, maybe a double team here and there, and you force somebody else from John Hay to score the basketball.
Bates handling the ball out front. John Hay in the man-to-man. Boyd, Bigot Booth gets it over to Emmons. And the handoff to Bates, they poke it away from behind. Sixth Arrow turnover. And now it's knocked away, and Jason Hess getting a timeout as Garrett Davis went to the deck to pick up the steal. And it's a timeout taken. We'll see Kinston Jenkins checking in during the timeouts. Connery Manufacturing timeout for all of your pump system needs. Before the game, Chris, the Arrows players designate what they called a difference maker for their careers here as Ashland students. And they had a nice ceremony where they brought these individuals out. Maybe it was a teacher or a coach or just a staff member. Each player designated someone. We'll get back to that list a little bit later on, but it was a nice recognition of people who have played a pivotal role in these players' lives.
Yeah, something that was really awesome. I texted the superintendent and I told him, whoever come up with this idea, hat tip to him, well done. And, I hope that that's something that continues on here in all the different sports. And, these kids are kids first and foremost, and you're raising kids to become adults and good citizens. And hat tip to those people, those adults that mentored into these youngsters.
All right, we've got 20 seconds to go in the second quarter. The Arrows are up 28-19. As Chris mentioned, they're on quite a run here, a 21-5 run to go from 9 down to 9 up. Ball knocked away from Garrett Davis with just 3.7 left. 3.7 left. We'll get a sub in, I think, here. It's going to be Ramir Brown coming in. Brown is a junior. He'll replace Juan Mitchell. There's 3 seconds left. Davis to throw it in. Now Bates, catch and shoot three on the left. No, rebound, put back up and in at the buzzer. Garrett Davis with the rebound and the putback. We'll see it again right here. He was all alone. No one checked him out. The tip up and in. And Garrett Davis makes it a 30-19 lead. Ashland with a 20-point effort in the second quarter. 30-19. The John Hay Hornets scored only 3 points.
Yeah, 3 points there
in the second quarter. Amazing.
Turning point of the game brought to us by Bo Lacey Construction, an experience you can trust, done right on time. The Arrows go on an 18-0 run there in the second quarter, and then to close out the second quarter, a 23-5 run. And as David mentioned, they score 3 points in the second quarter. It's pretty amazing, frankly. And here we have an 11-point Arrow lead here as we head to intermission. Keep in mind, we'll have our Wickham and Hess game day guest, former head coach of the Arrows, Doug McDonald, right after this short break.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time. With free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back to Arrow Arena. 7:55 to go on the halftime clock. The Arrows with a commanding 30-19 lead over the John Hay Hornets. I'm Chris Mowry, joined alongside by former AHS head coach Doug McDonald, Wickham and Hess game day guest. Thanks for coming on, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. First time I've gotten to meet you. I've talked to one of your former players, Mark Humberkhauser, many times. He's been up here with us, and he said, hey, you got to have Coach on sometime. I said, hey, you get him here. I'd love to have him on. So thanks again for coming on.
You're welcome.
So tell me a little bit about, where are you from? Where'd you go to high school? Ultimately, through your youth before you got to Ashland.
I went to Four-Story High School and was recruited by several teams. One was Ohio State. I didn't feel, at that point, coming right out of high school, I was good enough to play with those guys that had just won the national title.
Yeah.
They would be all sophomores. I knew as a freshman I wouldn't be eligible then, but I was just trying to look beyond. I went to Georgia instead. Did not like it at all. I think maybe I missed my wife to be. And
That's a good reason.
I came back within a week and came back on a Sunday, was enrolled at Ohio State on Monday and went to 8:15 classes.
No kidding.
So
you could do it that fast back then.
How fortunate for me, things turned out just great.
So you mentioned you played at Ohio State, and Mark tells me you had a pretty famous roommate.
Yeah, when John Havlicek was a senior, he and I was a junior, we roomed together. And John had remained one of my closest friends. He's now passed, and we still are able to see his wife once in a while. So, yeah, I played with Lucas, Havlicek, Knight.
Amazing.
Gary Brads, who was an All-Ohioan a year behind me. So I made a fortunate move then. It was something that after I got into it, I felt like, yeah, I can play with these guys.
So Coach Knight's one of my all-time favorites. I don't know him as a basketball player, Bobby Knight. I know him from Orville's head coach, Bobby Knight at Indiana. And the chair throw, we just had the anniversary, I think, yesterday or whatever, 40 years ago, hard to believe. Was he that fiery as a player?
Yeah, and I think of all people, I ought to know because first two games of Bobby's senior year and my junior year, he was a starter. From that point on, after that, I started every game the rest of the year.
You took his spot?
Yes.
Oh, boy. That's great. That's a good tidbit. So after...
I was just going to say that most of us maintained a relationship after the ball playing was over, but so many of them are deceased now.
Yeah.
I go to the captain's dinners, and I haven't gone lately, but I was a captain my senior year. John Havlicek's deceased. He was a year ahead of me. Larry Sigmund's 2 years ahead of me. He's deceased. Gary Brads is a year behind me. He's deceased. Dick Rickles was 2 years behind me. He's deceased. So a lot of the people I knew are gone now.
Yeah. So you graduate from Ohio State. How'd you end up in Ashland, of all places?
Well, that's pretty easy. When I got out of college, I was hired by Charlie Nunley, who was the superintendent of Marysville. They hired me as a head coach right out of college. I spent 2 years at Marysville. I spent 3 years at Upper Arlington. And one day while I was at Upper Arlington, Charlie called me from Ashland, who was the superintendent there, and said, hey, would you be interested in coming to Ashland as our head basketball coach? You know, I went home and discussed it with my wife. My children were just very little then, so it wasn't going to really affect them. And I said, okay, I'll come. And things worked out for the best.
So you say they worked out for the best. That's great from a family perspective, but I'd say they also worked out really well for the Arrows. You had some really good players here. You were the head coach for 4 years, of the Orange and Black. You compiled, I was kind of laughing at this. I called it like Bill Belichick, a 70-14 career record here, an 80% win clip, which is really good. Make no mistake. Well, you won 4 conference crowns, and what's even more impressive, you went 43-5 in the conference for an 88.5% winning percentage.
You know, I had or coached great kids.
Yeah.
I know a lot of coaches say that, but you know, I've got 3 of them down here with me now, and we get together once in a while, and it's more fun than I've had in a long time when I get together with those guys. And I admire them. I think they represented Ashland High School in the best possible way.
Well, you own, as the coach, a couple records here, 29 straight home wins, part of 6 straight Cardinal Conference titles that span from 67 to 73. So not only did it basically start when you got here, you kept it going, but then after you left, you didn't leave the cupboard bare, as they say. You won another conference crown here as well.
Well, no, I only won 4.
You won 4.
4.
Yep.
4 in a row.
And then they won one after you left, I believe.
They won one after that, yes. So it's 6 in a row. Sam Marcio, who I replaced because of his cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
He won one the year before I got here. So it was a great run.
Absolutely, it was. Give us a couple stories or memories that you still think of these number of years later when you were the head coach here.
Well, I could tell you a good one, and that is that when I got married, I got married between my junior and senior year. My wife is a year younger. We got married in Fostoria. Bobby Knight, Dick Griesbeck, Lucas, my brother, a couple other men at my wedding. And so when we got ready and motorcaded to the church, the people in Fostoria had lined around the church so they could get a good look at those ball players.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah. So, you know, it was special for Fostoria too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You know, you never forgot where you come from, and you still get to some of these games here at Ashland. And you know, I want to thank you for coming up. It was really neat to catch up, and I've heard your name from Randy Emmons and Mark and several others, Dave Honecker, for instance, and you know, for a lot of years. So it was nice to finally meet you, and you know, welcome back to Ashland.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. That's head coach, former of the Arrows, Doug McDonald. Back to you, David.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Coach McDonald, what a privilege to have him on our broadcast and hear some of those great stories about some great days of Ashland basketball, no question about that. All right, we're ready to go. We're underway in the third quarter, brought to you by Comfort Control. David Wilson, Chris Mowry back here. Gabe Bate driving right to the hoop, missed the shot. Mitchell down with the rebound. John Hay gets it to Quincy Boyd, throws it up and in on the run. So Quincy Boyd knocks down a 2, and it's 30-21. So really, despite here's a turnover. It's thrown away there by Garrett Davis. Reed Emmons steals it right back. Gets it over to Kingston Jenkins, and he scores. Little scoop shot for Jenkins. He has 4. It's 32-21. Boyd throwing up another shot on the run, and they are on the back of Griffin. He'll get Gunnar Lacey on the foul. Despite John Hay only scoring 3 points in the second quarter, they find themselves still in the ball game. 32-21, Ashland up by 11.
Well, they had built themselves a nice lead
Yeah,
after
they
the
sure
first
did.
quarter, up by 6. So, they're able to kind of, tread water.
Griffin misses the shot after an offensive rebound, and then the ball thrown away.
I think he was point-blank range, David.
Yeah.
He didn't touch 10.
They get it to Kinston Jenkins cutting through. Got bumped and fouled. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. So yeah, another turnover there. They threw it away trying to save it inbounds after Griffin missed that bunny underneath. Now it results in free throws. Kingston Jenkins going to the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
David, I'm going to say what I said there in the first, or late in the second quarter, and Jenkins' first attempt up, no good off iron. The Arrows have got to do a good job here the rest of the game, especially in the third quarter, of guarding Quincy Boyd. He's the guy that can hurt you. He's got 12 points out of their 21. So the Arrows going to have to put their best defender on him, kind of try to lock him down or at least double him and slow him down to give themselves a better chance here in the second half.
Gunnar Lacey gets the miss. Jenkins misses the 3. Emmons goes up strong, misses. And it's down to Mitchell, who grabs another board, and then he gets fouled near half court. So Jenkins missed both free throws. Emmons got the rebound and missed a shot. Foul goes against Jenkins there, his first. And John Hay has the ball. It's Quincy Boyd, the senior point guard. Over to Mitchell Jr. Tavon DeBase out to Boyd for 3. There it goes, and right down the hatch. Boyd with 15 points.
See previous comment made 5 times.
32-24. Regular season finale for the Arrows. They will be heading into tournament action on the 4th of March.
If it's me and I'm head coach Jason Hess, here's Baith from downtown. Heavy, long iron, rebound by 44.
Jamar Phillips.
Thank you for Jamar Phillips. I'm going to challenge Reed Emmons and say, Reed, I need you to guard Quincy. He's a quick cat. Yeah, we'll help you on the backside, but we need you to slow him up. Big 6'3" lanky body, and give us a chance here.
Gunnar Lacey caught a nice pass from Baith, got fouled, so he'll go to the line. He's only 1 for 2 at the line this year.
I'm curious about Aunt Katie right now. Is she tuning into this broadcast, or has she paid the paywall fee to watch the Mamba take on the Truckers? That's a Jeopardy question for today.
I don't know who's carrying that game, you know?
I think it's Huddle with no voiceover.
Oh, my. One more shot for Lacey. He got that one. 1 out of 2 from the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
He's in the book.
33-24, 9-point Arrows lead. Boy, how great to hear from Coach McDonald.
Yeah, that was really neat. How about the names he was dropping?
17 for Boyd. I don't know if he could see the basket that time.
Well, I can see that he's hurting us, and we need somebody to cover.
Evans for 3. Boyd with the rebound on the weak side.
He ain't dishing it.
He's weaving through traffic. They forced him into the corner.
Talking to his coach on the sideline as he made that pass back up to the top.
There's Boyd, top of the key.
Boy.
Missed it long. Gabe Baith skies for the rebound. Comes down in a double team, but gets out of it. Feeds Emmons and lays it in. Emmons with 5 points and a boatload of boards.
Okay, somebody's got to guard 10 if you're in a white jersey.
It's out of bounds. It's going to Ashland.
And guess who was down there fighting for that loose ball rebound? Yet again, Boyd. He's doing everything for John Hay here. He would be the Truax Sprinting Player of the Game for the Hornets. No question about that thus far.
Still a 9-point Ashland lead. They get it into Baith. Full court pressure by John Hay. Garrett Davis all the way to the baseline. Back to Booth for 3. Rebound to Boyd. He is just doing it all right now. Swings it over to Mitchell. Off the glass on the run. Wild shot won't go. Garrett Davis.
But keep in mind, this game is still being played the way the Arrows want to play. No set plays, no strategy here. Just run up and down park ball style. John Hay is playing right into their hands. And you'll remember, David, 16-10, John Hay leading the first quarter. They're out there setting on the basketball, not taking a bunch of shots and just eating the clock off. Not really the Arrows game.
Now they found Davis. Give Emmons the assist. He lays it home. 37-26, back to an 11-point lead.
Arrows in a 1-2-2 essentially here, and then they drop into a 2-3.
Gabe Baith, another rebound off the miss.
Why a 2-3? To slow down Boyd and put some bodies there.
Beautiful pass, Baith to Garrett Davis, his second straight layup.
Put some bodies there around the perimeter and try and slow that three-point shot up, or at least get a couple bodies around Boyd as he goes to drive through the painted area.
Quick 6-0 run here by Ashland. We're in the third quarter at Arrow Arena. Third quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control. Boyd goes right side, jumper on the way. Williams, no. They have gone ice cold after a hot start. Booth with the rebound. He has 10 points in the game. Ball knocked away, and it will stay Ashland ball.
Poor Juan Mitchell Jr., he got annihilated with that Clemens fastball.
Jonathan Yarborough comes back in, as well as Zion Griffin. 3:19 and counting. Something's going on, I think, on the some stoppage of play for some reason. That will allow another, well, I guess I'll have to get another sub in. This is Mario McCoy who checks in. McCoy, 5'7" and a senior. It's his first entrance into the ball game.
Quincy Boyd takes a seat. That was brave.
Baith to the glass. Just kept right on going. Nobody stopped him. He has 10 points.
Boy, this game after the first quarter, you'd think, boy, the Arrows are in it, but they got a 41-26 lead here with 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. They have really turned it around.
Long three ball, perfect. Knocked in by Jonathan Yarborough. Saw some limited minutes in the first half. Emmons goes down hard. Came right down on his back. He got fouled as he went up strong for the shot. We will see it on the Sarver Paving replay. Did not appear to hit his head, so I would think this would be more of a back issue. Maybe hit his elbow as well. Looks like he's clutching an elbow, but that was a hard hit to the deck by Reed Emmons. The foul will go against Zion Griffin. So we've got an injury timeout here. We'll step aside while they take a look at Reed Emmons. Arrows up by 12, and we'll be back.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust. Done right on time. With free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Well, the good news is that Reed Emmons is up and back in the huddle. And Jason Hess has taken a 30 timeout just to give him a little extra time before he has to go to the line. 41-29 Ashland. I want to thank Bill Harris Dealerships for their sponsorship of the Jazz Band all season long. Locations in Ashland and Loudonville, from Chevys to Fords to Dodges to Jeeps and quality pre-owned vehicles as well. Bill Harris Dealerships is your one-stop shop.
I'd say they got a Viper in. Aaron Harris made a promo. Know what he made a promo of today? A 1979 Jeep CJ7.
Okay.
All decked up, 18-month rebuild, beautiful blue color. Kind of puts you in the MASH days, if you will,
okay,
with those old CJs. Beautiful, beautiful rig. Check it out.
Emmons steps up and hits the shot. He has 6, 42-29. That's up and good. 43 to 29. So Emmons now with 7. McCoy with the ball. Over to Yarborough.
Boyd still not on the floor for the John Hay Hornets.
No good on the 3 ball. Emmons mixing it up underneath, grabs another rebound. Was trapped in the backcourt. Well, you passed on the Viper. Are you planning maybe to put a bid in for the Jeep?
I don't think Mama Mowry would prefer either one of those 2 rigs, so I'm going to have to just pass, period.
Gabe Baith will get an and one opportunity as he rolls right down the lane. Spin move, and there you see him knock down the shot.
See, here's the strategy between both cars, David. The Viper, I would drive it entirely too quick. She wouldn't want any part of that, and I applaud her for that. And the Jeep wouldn't be the ride that she would like comfort-wise, so we're going to have to pass on that one. But they're both 2 incredible machines. They're going to make great cars for somebody.
McCoy hands it off to Yarborough, and he travels with the basketball. Guess no other way to travel, but it's the 10th turnover.
It is the 10th turnover. Hot food, $1 at the concession stand. That's a big deal, David. All the people shuffling out right now. Here goes 2 college-aged fellas. Toby Rogers going to go get him some hot dogs.
Cierto attacks the rim. Give Baith the assist. Cierto with his first 2. And the Arrows with a 19-point advantage, their largest of the game. We have 1:40 to go, and an illegal screen will turn it over. That is against Quincy Boyd, who's back in the game with 17 points, and a timeout taken by Chris Sanders. So again, the timeout gives us a chance to maybe just say one final thing about Coach McDonald.
Yes. His roommate's John Havlicek. How many people can say your roommate in college is John? Like,
Bob Knight was in his wedding. I mean,
he took Bobby Knight's starting lineup spot his Bobby Knight's senior year. How great's that? And he vividly remembered my all-time favorite play of Coach Knight. What do you mean a foul? At Assembly Hall. I think it was Assembly Hall, Indiana at home. And he launches this chair 40 years ago. I was 6 years old, watching that game live with my dad. And I said, well, he's mad. He goes, oh, and he just went on. He's like, he's from Orville. I'm like, really?
Yeah, they just passed the 41st anniversary of that.
Their 41st, yeah.
Amazing. Against
just
Purdue.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I told my favorite Bob Knight story, too, about Michael Jordan last time we were on the air as well. If we had more time with Coach McDonald, I was going to ask about that. He probably knows Michael Jordan, too.
Gabe Baith fires a pass looking for Cierto. Ball was knocked out of bounds by Boyd. Third quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control.
It isn't a hyperbole, David. I have heard about Coach McDonald for a long time. Randy Emmons and, Steve Paramore, Ed Duvall, and Mark Hummerkhauser and many others have talked so highly of him. So it was really great to catch up with him and for newer Arrows supporters to hear from the man himself.
Boyd on the run, misses the shot. Rebound was batted up there, but wouldn't go in. And Reed Emmons grabs another rebound. I have him for 10 boards on the night. There's Garrett Davis. Reverse layup down the hatch. That's the big shot of the game. What a spin he put on that. 13 for Garrett Davis on the driving layup. There's a travel on Zion Griffin. What a shot by Garrett Davis.
Yeah, that reverse layup for the big shot of the game brought to us by our friends at Big Land Home Improvement and Property Maintenance. Garrett Davis, the reverse layup converted. Arrows now with a 21-point lead.
They've put 50 on the board. Long one by Emmons, yes. Arrows are just firing on all cylinders right now. 53-29, another BB&C Car Care 3. Reed Emmons up to 10 on the night.
Keep in mind, the Arrows are 53. Here's Boyd. What's new? Another 3-ball. Arrows with 53 as we count down to third quarter. We had 10 after the first quarter.
And after the first quarter, John Hay had 16. So
Right.
they've been held to 13 since then. Ball knocked away. Yarborough can't get it in the backcourt. Baith brings it back the other way. Knocked out of bounds. It'll stay Ashland ball with 1.6 left.
Might be able to have seen it on the screen, but that ball got poked away from Baith. Baith hustles to get it. What's he do? He picks the ball up. The first thing he does, look at the clock, see how much time was left on the clock, turns and goes right back down, looking for a shot here for the Arrows.
Emmons off balance three won't go, and that brings us to the end of 3 quarters. The Arrows a 23-point third quarter, and it's 53-29 as we go to the all-important fourth quarter next. You're watching Ashland Arrows basketball on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
(53-29). The Arrows won the third quarter 23-10. And we're underway in quarter 4. Quincy Boyd for John Hay. This is Mitchell. Yarborough, left corner 3, no. Reed Emmons with his 11th rebound. He's had a double-double so far tonight. 10 points, 11 boards. Here's Garrett Davis, got it. Right corner 3, BB&C Car Care. Garrett Davis with 16 points.
We might have a date with Mr. Davis here in about one more quarter of play, David.
Long range, not there, but William Seals down with the rebound, and he puts it back in for his first 2. 56-31. Arrows have just had some remarkable runs of defense in this game. Allowed only 17 points. I think it's 15 points since the end of the first quarter.
Pretty amazing. The Arrows playing so well, and you know, I said it. You know, this will be about the 7th time, but it's so true. It's spot on. The Arrows in the first quarter had to play like just lethargic offense and lethargic defense. Sean Hay was so slow with the basketball. It kind of threw the Arrows out of sync, and then the second and third quarter, it's just frenetic, back and forth, and that plays right in the Arrows' hands, not John Hayes' hands. I almost called him John Carroll. And, you know, the Arrows have had their way with him. 17 now for Davis.
Davis at the Connery Manufacturing free throw line. And he hits them both. Davis with 18, Emmons 10, Baith with 13. And Booth with 10 points. Long 3 sent up there by Seals. The long rebound grab by Brady Booth. No Pex Ediger tonight. Sitting this one out. Getting ready for tournament time. That'll come up on the 4th, which is a Wednesday night. Thrown away there. Arrows had some early turnovers, but that is only their 8th of the game.
Got an update from Buckeye Central. Game just tipped. A little later start than thought. Arrows down early 6-2 in the first quarter.
Long way to go in that one. Underneath, a near travel by DeBase, and then a whistle and a travel. So the turnover gives it back to Ashland. It's 12 turnovers on John Hay. And 6:30 to go in regulation. The Arrows with this one under control. Baith, nice pass down low. Booth, and the finish. Soft touch from the low left block. Booth has 12 points. That one good off the dribble by who else? Quincy Boyd, he has 19.
Nice player, Quincy Boyd. He scored the ball quite often for John Hay tonight.
Emmons up top here. Baith.
Oh, he wanted it, David. He wanted to let it go from the Arrow logo.
Davis short. Rebound to Yarborough. Nice pass on the fast break, and the lay-in good by Mitchell Jr. I was looking down. I didn't see who hit that shot. Gabe Baith gets the assist, and Booth with the bucket.
Our point guard pretty good, too. He has a long pass to a wide-open Brady Booth off the glass. CBAward.com. Bank shot.
Shot no good, and offensive rebound by Boyd. Jason Hess, I think, wants a timeout. Or was there a stoppage here for a shoelace? Yeah. 21 for Boyd on the offensive putback. So it's 62-37.
Mitchell had a flat tire there, David. We had to get it pumped back up.
5 and change to go in regulation. Our final basketball broadcast of the regular season. Baith, long three, right of the key, short. Long rebound out to Yarborough. Knocked away, they'll call a foul. Baith thought he got all ball. Arrows have played some pretty good defense tonight, Chris, without a lot of fouling.
Arrows have played good defense for the season, David. I mean, that was one of the things that we weren't certain about. How are they going to be able to play in transition defense, get back? The Arrows are not the tallest team that you find, right? There's full of a bunch of guards, and Reed Emmons, essentially the tallest guy on the floor, at 6'3" for these Arrows. And they've played really good three-quarter court press defense, trapping defense. And again, you got 2 point guards out there normally with Edgar and Baith that can create some havoc. And, you know, then when they drop in that 2-3 or 1-3-1 zone, you know, they're pretty darn good. So, you know, defense travels, and here in the tournament time, the Arrows are going to have to play their best defense of the season each game here going forward.
Yarborough hits 2 free throws there. I only have the Arrows for 4 personal fouls in the ballgame.
Yeah.
You know, way into the fourth quarter.
Amazing. I caught up with you. I have 4 as well.
So again,
I missed half of them.
Those difference maker announcements. Reed Emmons chose Gary Mason, Gabe Baith, Coach Valentine. No surprise there. Pax Ediger, Dave Barter, big supporter of Arrows basketball. Gunnar Lacey chose Chris Schmidt, Brandon Briggs, Andrew Zirkle, Ty Bates, Taylor Clay. Garrett Davis chose Dave Wright as his difference maker. Kingston Jenkins chose Leslie Blankenship. Brady Booth chose Jason Davis. Steve Cierto, Chad Booth. Killian O'Brien chose Trenton Cooper, and Grayson Baith chose Coach White. So we thank all of those difference makers who helped to shape the careers and lives of the students and athletes. And so they were recognized before the game. Appreciate the Booster Club making us aware of that list. They've been great to us all season long.
All season long. They've been fantastic, led by Jen Ediger. She's done a fantastic job, makes us laminated copies here, comes over in pregame every time and says, hey, here's the things we would like to highlight if you are able to get them on, and it's just fantastic.
Reach-in foul against Juan Mitchell Jr. You get something laminated, you know you got it made in the shade.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Booster Club would like to thank Barter & Sons, Underground Utility and Excavating. There's a steal, and Yarborough misses the bunny, and Gabe Baith comes down with a rebound.
Well, we got some problems, David, from Buckeye Central. The Arrows, after 1 quarter of play, down 20-4.
All right, so some wood to chop there at Buckeye Central for the Lady Arrows. There's Baith with the step through all the way to the glass. He knocks down the shot. 15 for Gabe Baith. Foul going up, count it for Yarborough at the other end. So he's taking over now, has 7 points, all in the second half. 64-41. Gabe Baith, wow. 15 points for him.
Been a balanced scoring session here between I'll call it the big three tonight without Pax Ediger. You know, you got four guys in double figures here with Brady Booth. So really balanced scoring and something you like to see.
Mitchell knocks down a three after an offensive rebound on the foul shot. 64-44. It's a 20-point Ashland lead. Ball was knocked away on the inbound, so now they move to the sideline with 4 minutes to go. Baith breaks free, finds Cierto at the other end, blocked but fouled. Yarborough guilty of the foul. They lost Cierto. He was standing alone under the basket, and Baith's pass was right on the money, but it was tipped and slowed down. That allowed the recovery, but they commit the foul. Steve Cierto to the Connery Manufacturing free throw line.
So you probably didn't hear at home watching the broadcast, but they talked about inside Arrow Arena. Steve Cierto, to say he's a bright kid would be a gross understatement. He's on pace to graduate with a degree from Ashland High School and a bachelor's degree from Ashland University at the same time. Pretty amazing, and that kid is the owner of a bright future in front of him.
Here's Gabe Baith with another rebound, but then a steal. And the layup good on the Juan Mitchell layup. He has 10 points. Those College Credit Plus programs, there's this ball thrown away, but it's kept by Brady Booth in the Ashland end.
Come on, Brady, you're hot. Fire that baby up.
Emmons guarded closely by Mitchell. Will put it on the floor. He goes all the way to the rim and lays it in with the right hand.
Ooh, Reed, little reverse. Nice. Dozen for Reed. Oh, Mitchell, 13.
Second straight three. So 68-49. Wide open, Cierto, corner three. Boyd comes down with the rebound. He'll dump it off, and
Timeout.
Bucket put up and in by William Seals. He has 4, and Jason Hess will ask for and get a timeout. He's not very happy with the effort right now. As he starts talking with Steve Cierto. I believe it's a full timeout with 2:54 remaining, and a 68-51 lead for Ashland. Third quarter and fourth quarter action brought to you by Comfort Control. We hope you'll stay tuned for our Janney post-game show. That is coming up. But yeah, the CCP program, very good for a lot of students who take advantage of it. And you get college credit and you play your cards right like Cierto is. You can get way ahead of the game. Most students come in with a few credit hours into college, but he's taking it to another level.
He's taking it to another level. To get a 4-year degree and you're still going to high school, I don't even know how the math computes in that, but not my job to know the math. That sounds like Mr. Cierto's. He's thinking about going to get a PhD in mathematics or become a lawyer. Either or will be a proficient career for that young man as he goes forward into life.
We'll be seeing him a lot next year on the varsity level. He's just a junior.
Who knows? If he likes mathematics that well, he may know, well, we had Doug McDonald knowing Bobby Knight and John Havlicek. He may know Elon Musk down the road.
Could happen. Reed Emmons as we restart play. Emmons with the circus shot there, won't go in. Boyd off to the races. Seals banks it in. Seals has 6 points all in the second half. 68-53. Lead is 15. Big collision at half court.
Not real good sequences here, last 5 or 6 times down the floor for the Arrows.
Foul by Ramir Brown. Emmons has been taking a beating in this game.
Yeah.
He has a double-double, 12 points and 11 rebounds. He's still holding that back over there that hit the ground hard on that hard foul earlier. Emmons bothered up front. Garrett Davis comes to help out, steps on the 10-second line. That'll be a turnover. 11 for Ashland. They just want to get this one to the finish line right now.
Makes a couple of us. We got to tear all this stuff down.
I plan to watch. You and Brandon do that?
And Garth.
Take care of that.
I think Garth Boyd, shout out to him. Make sure these things, along with Brandon Gunder, go smooth all season long.
Baith will throw it down into the corner to Lacey. Was falling over the boundary line, turned it over. And at the other end, a foul on Baith will send Ramir Brown to the foul line. Well, we've seen some great games, a lot of winning this year, Chris, on our broadcast. Covering both the boys and girls varsity teams here. And appreciate the coaches, all the cooperation, both our coaches here and the visiting teams, providing all their information all season long. Great to cover some of these great teams and games.
Yeah, well, you know, you win OCC titles in boys and girls. It's not something that happens very frequently. I don't care what district it is, you know, that a public school was able to hang banners in both boys and girls basketball. And that's what these Arrows were able to do this year, so it was really awesome. And, you know, I told Coach Renee Holt, you know, her girls are so respectful and polite and nice to us and appreciative, and that's echoed also for the guys as well with Jason Hess and his team. And, you know, we do have really, really good student athletes here at Ashland, and a big thank you to them for making this pretty easy when we bring them up here and talk to them.
Well, a foul in the backcourt after the Mitchell layup, which was a phenomenal play. Ashland ball. That is team foul number 5, so we've got 2 free throws coming up here. The foul went against Mitchell, who has 4 fouls, and he now has 15 points. Now you look up now, it's an 11-point lead, 1:43 to go. A furious comeback here by John Hay, but they may be running out of time.
I think they are, unless Boyd goes nuclear.
Kingston Jenkins was fouled, and so he's at the line and makes that. He has 5.
Speaking of Arrows, we're going to see a lot of next year. He's one of them. He's going to take over that Gabe Baith position of point guard, you would anticipate, and we'll be seeing a lot from the rising sophomore.
6 for him as he knocks down 2 shots at the Connery Manufacturing free throw line, and the Arrows have 70 points.
Well, you wouldn't have guessed 70 after the first quarter, would you?
Garrett Davis skies for the rebound, is immediately fouled under the basket, so he has free throws coming up. Well, you've got Reed Emmons, 12 points. Garrett Davis with 18. Do I have that right? 18 points.
Garrett Davis, yep. I got him for. I had him for 17. I missed one, 18.
So he's got 3 rebounds. Misses that free throw. Gabe Baith with 15. And 6 rebounds. We've had some pretty impressive performances tonight in this regular season finale. Davis now with 19, 1 out of 2 from the Connery Manufacturing stripe. And it's 71-57. There's a steal. Another turnover. And that is Davis missing the layup. Boyd comes down with another rebound. Long pass up court. Brown got away with a travel, and then Yarborough is leveled by Garrett Davis, who was trying to come back and play some defense. Yarborough got leveled. It's a non-shooting foul, only the fourth team foul against the Arrows this quarter. We have 1:11 to go.
Well, partner, your first year of Arrow Hoops, what have you thought?
It's been a lot of fun working with all of you guys and this little guy right here.
He wants to say hi to you.
Yeah. Jumper on the way, no good off the inbounds. Davis with another board. He's really filling up the stat sheet. Davis into front court. I feel the same way. Emmons knocks down a 3 ball. 15 for Reed Emmons. And it's 74-57. Long free ball. Yarborough rattles it in. Well, he has 10 points. 74-60. So Young Hudson is with us at the other microphone.
You can say hi.
Hi.
What have you thought today? Did you see Reed go down? He went down hard.
Yeah.
He landed on his back, didn't
Yeah,
he?
he landed on his back, hurt his elbow.
And he hurt his elbow, didn't he?
It really hasn't slowed him down too much, though, guys. 15 points.
Yeah, 15 points. How many rebounds?
I believe I've got him for 12.
Jeez, a double-double.
Guys had a real nice game.
He's going to be our Truax Printing Player of the Game. Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville. Check out truaxprinting.com. We'll have him up here at the Jandy postgame show.
Gunnar Lacey at the line. We're going to get some subs in from Jason Hess. Emmons out. We'll see Carson Graber come in. I believe. Well, you can tell me who else is in the game, Chris. I think they might have changed numbers.
Teagan and Sauter is in. Carson Graber's in. Dylan Sproul is in.
All right. Sproul changed into 13 on us.
Gunnar Lacey comes out. Steve Cierto comes back in. The all-time leading tackler in Arrow history. His final time on the hardwood here in Arrow Arena.
75-60 Ashland. Boyd will go down the lane and scoop it up and miss it. The rebound comes down to Sauter. 15 seconds to go, and that should just about do it. Kingston Jenkins across half court, terminates the dribble, goes to Sauter. Now to Graber. And Jenkins will hold it. Only 3 seconds left to make it official, and the Arrows prevail on their home court. A 22-point fourth quarter, and they win it by a score of 75-60. And they improve to 14-8 in this regular season, heading into playoff time coming up in early March. Handshakes at midcourt. We're preparing for our post-game show. It'll be brought to you by Janney and Mansfield, and it is coming your way next on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
We are back live in the Priest Dental broadcast booth one final time here for this great season of Arrows basketball. It has wrapped up as far as the home portion of the schedule. 75-60, the Arrows win over John Hay to wrap up the regular season. They are 14-8. John Hay wraps up at 10-11. Their tourney opener is Friday at Lutheran West. So we wish John Hay all the best as they move forward into the Division III postseason. We are proceeding to our Janney postgame show, brought to you by Janney in Mansfield. Financial advice from experienced people you can trust. Check out Rich Story at Janney.com for all of your financial needs. Move right into our postgame stat recap. It's brought to you by the law offices of Andrew Bush, located right here in Ashland. Just off our screen there, the Arrows are cutting down the nets here at Arrow Arena in honor of their conference championship. Ashland was down 16-10 after one quarter. In fact, in that quarter, they trailed 16-7 and then turned things around. In the second quarter, only allowed 3 points, one three-pointer, and took control of the game. They scored 20 in the quarter and took a 30-19 lead into the locker room at halftime. It was 53-39 after three quarters, a 23-10 margin for Ashland in the third quarter, and a 22-21 fourth quarter. Ashland maintained the advantage and won by 15, 75-60. Looking at some of our individual scoring totals, Garrett Davis led the way with 19 points in the ball game. 5 rebounds to go along with 19 points and some assists for Garrett Davis. Had a phenomenal shot on a driving layup, kind of a scoop shot that spun in, and that was our big shot of the game. Gabe Baith had 15 points tonight. Baith with 6 rebounds to go along with the 15. So those were the 3 of the double-figure scores. And Brady Booth, with some varsity time tonight, scored 14 points. He had 4 rebounds. Booth again scored 20 in the JV game and added 14 in the varsity game. So it was a 34-point night for Brady Booth. Quite a night for that young man, both in JV and varsity action this evening. So 4 double-figure scores there. Steve Cierto had 4 points for the Arrows, grabbed a rebound, had an assist. Kingston Jenkins 6 points with 1 assist. And Gunnar Lacey scored 2, both from the foul line. He also had a rebound in the ball game. So those were your scores. Looks like the Arrows put 7 players in the scoring column. For John Hay, they were led by the 21 points of Quincy Boyd. The senior was dynamic in the ball game. Juan Mitchell Jr. added 15 points, and Jonathan Yarborough off the bench had 10. They were the double-figure scorers. 6 points for Jeremiah Williams, 2 for Ramir Brown. That was it in the scoring column for John Hay. So again, Quincy Boyd leading the way with 21 points. So those are some of the numbers here in this ball game. We will continue with our post-game show. It looks like the Arrows are still cutting down the nets, and we'll continue with more on our Janney post-game show, including our player of the game. It's coming up here on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
Simonson Construction is proud to sponsor Arrows Athletics, the most trusted and efficient construction company in the region. With a long history of doing things the right way from concept to completion, Simonson Construction solves all your construction needs for commercial and public projects. A truly local company providing award-winning comprehensive design-build services since 1974. For more information, scan the QR code or go to simonsonconstruction.com. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland, steaks, seafood, hand-patted burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football. Come visit the South Street Grill in downtown Ashland, the official watch location every Friday night during the Arrows football season. You can catch all the action in the bar area on the big screens. Elevated casual dining in downtown Ashland. Steaks, seafood, hand-pattied burgers, vegetarian options, salads, and a huge kids menu. Something for everyone in a completely renovated, historic building. South Street Grill, your home for Arrows football.
Ashland isn't just where we work, it's our home. From glorious country to Main Street parades, we're proud to be part of what makes this town special. At Bill Harris Dealerships, being a key member of the community is one of our core values. But it's more than that. It's a responsibility. Because without Ashland, without you, we wouldn't be here. So stay golden, Ashland. Bill Harris Dealerships, the name you know and trust.
Well, welcome back, my friends. 75-60. The final score here is we continue on our post-game show. The Arrows getting posed up for a picture of their slices of the net. Chris, a nice win for the Arrows this evening against the John Hay Hornets in the tune-up for playoff action. The Arrows will take on a 17-win Toledo St. John's team at Central Catholic up in the Glass City. That's 6 o'clock on Wednesday, March 4th. But in terms of the tune-up, it went swimmingly tonight, especially for some guys like Reed Emmons and Garrett Davis.
Yeah, it sure did. Swimmingly, it went in the second, third, and fourth quarter. It sank in the first quarter by only scoring 10 points, but quarters 2 through 4, we score 65 points. So the Arrows got it going. And look, the one thing I'm looking forward to for the Arrows going forward is defense. We're going to have to play defense from here on out, and that's what's going to give the Arrows a chance to win. We're going to have to make shots, yes. We're going to have to convert and limit turnovers and all those things. There's no question about that. But defense travels, and when you can play good defense, you got a chance. And the truth of the matter is the Arrows going to have to get back Pax Ediger. He didn't play tonight, obviously, for a reason, and we're going to have him full tilt, if you will, as we get ready to do battle with St. John's. And, I'm sure the Arrows will be ready for that. And, we've been shooting the basketball really well all season long. Let's hope that continues next Wednesday as well.
All right, time for our Player of the Game interview. It's brought to you by Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville. Learn more at truaxprinting.com. A young man who was kind of beat up out there tonight by the Hornets and the court, Reed Emmons.
Yeah, Reed Emmons is our Truax Printing Player of the Game tonight. Truax Printing, your full-service commercial printing source in Ashland and Loudonville. And Reed also gets an Applebee's gift card. That's pretty good. Two things. One, when you watch this one back, you always tell me I always get on your golf game.
Yeah.
But when you were over here on the left sideline and you threw that howitzer about 6 rows up, I did call that like a flared 4-iron into a par 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when you threw it, you almost knocked somebody's head off over there in the second row.
Yeah, no, I caught a flyer. That's what it was.
You caught a flyer.
It
That was a flared 4-iron. However you want to say it, whatever sounds better. I'll go with mishit. You'll go with a flyer. But
yeah, I had a couple of those tonight.
You did?
Yeah.
Tell me about catching your full body weight from about 9 feet in the air with your left elbow. How'd that go?
So I was actually thinking about dunking it.
We knew you were going to flush it, try to, from Dominique distance.
I got about halfway up, and I felt somebody like, I'll have to watch it back. I don't really remember what happened. But I felt somebody like kind of pull me back, and then a hand just go straight over top of me, get the ball in my arm, which like flipped me back onto my back, and that was that.
Did you land on your back or your arm?
I landed on my back, but my arm, it was like back first, and then arm went like this onto the floor. So.
It looked nasty.
Yeah, it hurt.
Was that the hardest fall you've ever taken on a basketball floor?
Yeah, for sure.
There's no hits like that in golf, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no, I'm a little concerned about the back right now, but we'll see.
Are you?
A little bit, yeah.
You're going to be all right. Throw some ice on that. Tell Grandpa Randy you need him to massage it out. He'll do that.
Yeah, a couple of days off of golf, and I'll be all right.
All right, sounds good. Well, 15 points for you tonight, 11 rebounds. You're all over the floor. Couple big threes. You got us kind of going in the first quarter with the triple that you made. You had a really nice reverse layup down there. You played all around pretty good game. One of your best games in your opinion for the year, you think?
Yeah, rebounding wise for sure. Maybe not as much shooting, but I still hit some shots when we needed to, so yeah.
So you guys were down a man. I mean, you were only down the District 6 Player of the Year in Pax Ediger, so you guys had a little different lineup. No Brandon Briggs, no Ty Bates, no Killian, obviously, and no Pax. What was the kind of the mentality going into the game, knowing you guys were going to be shorthanded and you're going to have to play some different guys?
Yeah, we had Coach McDonald came into the locker room, and he was talking about having the younger guys step up for the older guys as they send us out. Our last home game in Arrow Arena, of course, and I think Brady Booth, Kingston, they stepped up tonight. Brady hit some big shots, and Kingston played some great defense. So, yeah.
Brady hit 3 triples. He had 10 points in the first half on 3 made 3-pointers, and we just got to look at that. I don't know, it was like the 50-50 flush attempt that you were going with where you ended up getting fouled and getting hit. Brandon's going to show it here one more time. Here you can see it, Reed.
Yeah, let's see this.
Go up, and then you get met with the right arm and then land on your back.
Yeah.
And at that point, we knew it was pretty serious and something that didn't feel good. So I'm glad you're okay, and you were able to keep going. I thought Coach S was going to sub you out and put somebody in. Did you want to go shoot him?
Yeah, so as I was on the ground, it started feeling better, and I caught my breath a little bit, and I was like, all right, this isn't so bad. So I took probably 20 more seconds on the ground just to catch my breath. And then I got up, and I was like, oh, this isn't so bad.
Yeah.
And so I shot the free throws, felt good. I was glad he kept me in the game, but as the game went on, I don't know what was going on, but the back really started to tighten up.
Yeah, yeah, need to get some ice or something on that.
Right.
Forecast, look ahead to Toledo St. John's. Pretty good team, 17-5 on the season.
Yeah, very good.
What do you know about them? What are you expecting?
We haven't done much on them yet, but I know they can shoot it pretty well. Obviously, they play some really good competition, and they've won a lot of games, so we're definitely going to get back to work on Thursday. We've got practice off tomorrow, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, my Lobo team is 3/4 of the way there.
Okay.
I've already submitted handicaps.
Okay.
A little lower than last year, but still I think I have a chance to play to it.
What are you playing as?
Probably a 16.
Okay.
What do you think of them apples?
Well, I know you probably haven't practiced since last Lobo.
I haven't hit a golf ball since.
So I think that's pretty fair.
Okay, let's tell the superintendent that because he's already come back at me a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll have KBM at maybe a 3.
Okay.
Camden.
3.
Did you see the face?
3.
And maybe AC at a 6.
Whoa.
So there's a lot of negotiation to go on here. We still need a 4th, so we'll get there. We'll have it.
Yeah, you're going to have to switch those around a little bit.
Your team square?
I think so. We're waiting on Ryan Frazee. He's down at Harbortown, actually.
Yeah.
So he's an assistant pro down there. So we'll
awesome.
wait to see if he can get work off, and then.
Well, I know
we'll
a couple guys that played together high school golf that they're probably going to be looking for Mr. Frazee to give them an invite here over the summer to Harbortown, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah. Especially me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure KBM's going to be in the same boat, wanting to go down there.
Me and him, for sure.
For sure. Well, good game, man. Really proud of you. Great season. Been a lot of fun. Congratulations,
Thanks,
and good
guys.
luck against Toledo.
Yes, sir.
All right, take care.
Yep.
Player of the game, Reed Emmons, David.
All right, great job, guys. Thanks to Reed for stopping by after a 15-point, 11-rebound effort in a hard-fought win over the John Hay Hornets. Coach Jason Hess is approaching. 9 players played in the game tonight. 6 scored, and 4 ended up in double figures.
We always do.
All right, Jason Hess joining us here, and Chris, take it away. Coach, just before you guys start, I want to thank Jason Hess for all the great support he gives us all season long. Stats, whatever we need, rosters, information, access. Couldn't be better. Much appreciated, Coach.
No problem. I appreciate you guys. Your coverage is tremendous. I know I get lots of texts from people out of town appreciating your guys' coverage. So thank you guys very much.
Thanks for saying that. I told Renee Holt when we had the girls' game here last time, I told her how well she does coming up post-game, win or lose. Her kids are always respectful. And I'm saying the same thing to you, too. You're fantastic. I echo everything David said. Your kids are always respectful. They're always polite and nice and excited to come up here. And I can't tell you how many of them come up and say, man, why'd you, like Reed, I always get on about golf, right? And I said, I just did tonight, too. I said, you just flared a 4-iron off about 5 rows up there when you threw that pass. And so they're all fun. They have a good time with it. And, so thanks for that, making that happen.
Hey, we've told our kids this all year long and for many years. There's times where we are disappointed with the outcomes of basketball games, but we wouldn't trade our bunch of kids in that locker room for any other locker room we see all year.
Yeah, no question about it. So first quarter, you're down by 6, and it was really the Quincy Boyd show. That kid can go. And then what I said to David, I said, look, this is not playing into the Arrows style of play. It's lethargic. It's slow. They set on the basketball for 57 seconds. At the end of the first quarter, we get 10 points on the board. We're looking at each other like, this is not a team we've seen play all year. And then you guys blow the doors off. You score 20 and then 23 and 22 the rest of the way each quarter progressively, and you end up winning the contest by 15. Some baskets by John Hay late in the game, but what was the message or the difference between the first and the second quarter?
Well, I think one of the things that we were really emphasizing at timeouts there in the first quarter and at the end of the quarter was for our guys just to stay the course for the scouting report. I mean, we felt like, defensively, our best defense was keeping that thing packed in, keeping them out of the middle of the paint, forcing them to be jump shooters. However, it came out the first 8 possessions. They hit 4 threes in those first 8 possessions.
We noted it.
And I'm sure our kids are thinking, Coach, you told us they were drivers. And, I give our kids credit. They stayed the course, and they started missing some of those shots. That allowed us to get out in transition and get some easy buckets. And plus, when they were missing, they couldn't set up their press. We had trouble there the first minute. Looked pretty sloppy basketball, and we saw a little bit at the end. We had a little trouble with the press. But, that second quarter, we gave up 1 bucket. And that was really the difference in the game.
Yeah, no question about it. And that press was kind of different. Like, they had 3 guys up basically at the foul line and forward, 1 guy in the middle, and then 1 cherry picker deep to guard against a deep pass. And it seemed to me, anyways, they were trapping with 3 guys the first pass. And you're talking about Gabe out there, 5'9", somewhere in there, and you had 6 foot, 6'2" guys coming in and trapping, and I think that's what you're alluding to.
Yeah, the press is very ball heavy. I mean, a lot of ball pressure up front for them. And like you said, with our smaller guards, that's one of the things that we're susceptible to a little bit is just getting covered up by the length of opponents. And especially tonight, we were out a ball handler, which really makes a big difference with the way we've played all year. So, I thought for the most part our guys did a pretty good job. We had a little stretch there in the fourth quarter. I think we got a little bit sloppy, a little bit careless. The ball seemed a little bit slippery there for a little minute or two, but our guys were able to recover and hang on.
Brady Booth, 3 triples in the first half.
Well, Brady Booth is a shooter.
Yeah.
And if Brady Booth's not making shots, Brady Booth has a hard time getting on the floor.
Yeah.
And
we made 20 in the first game.
And he had a good warm-up in the first game. He had 20 in 2 quarters in the first game.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
And we knew with outpacks tonight we were going to have to kind of move everybody up 1 seat. And, Brady was that guy that came in, and he has the ability to shoot and make shots. And we felt like with this team defensively, with the size and length they had inside, it was not going to be an easy opponent for us to score inside against. And so we felt like we needed to have shooters, and we got a chance to put Brady on the floor. And, I give Brady a lot of credit because he has not seen a lot of varsity action, but when he gets in there, he's not shy about letting it go. And when you are a shooter, you got to have that shooter's mentality that you're going to make the next shot and you're ready to shoot it when the ball comes to you, because you don't know how many times in the flow of a game you're going to get a look at the rim. And he took advantage of it there in the first half.
Well, we had some guys in the past here that they didn't. That point didn't apply. As soon as they got the ball in their hands, it was going up.
That is true. That is true. We have not been too shy about letting it fly. And we've actually kind of been talking to our guys a little bit about maybe some shot selection and being a little bit smarter, especially for tonight's game. We saw how John Hay could get out in transition and could go, and also getting ready for next week where limited possessions might be in our favor next week.
So our Wickham and Hess game day guest was Doug McDonald today. I had not met him, but I've heard from Randy, and I've heard from Steve and Ev Duvall, and you've mentioned him in the past, and Mark Hummerkhauser, and boy, what a class act that guy is.
Yes, first class all the way. We were thrilled and honored when Coach McDonald was able to come in and talk to our guys before the game and really just give them a little nugget of life lesson there that they could take with and cherish about how special playing at Ashland is. And he was a coach here for 4 years and had tremendous success, and would have had a lot more success if he stuck around and kept coaching. But not to mention his story of playing at Ohio State, and he was sharing names in there of guys he played with at Ohio State. And our eyes are just bugging wide open with who he rubbed shoulders with. And his he talked about his wedding in Fostoria and who was in his wedding. And so it was a pretty neat opportunity for our guys to be able to hear that wealth of knowledge in Coach McDonald.
Well, it was the 41st anniversary of the all-time greatest basketball play ever. That's Coach Knight at Assembly Hall launching the chair in protest of a basketball call, and I mentioned that. And And I said, have you ever seen the player Bobby Knight get that mad? And he kind of, chuckled a little bit. He said, I got a funny story for you. He said, 2 games into Knight's senior year, he didn't start anymore. And I said, really? He goes, nope, I did. He said, oh, you took his spot.
Yes.
It was classic. So
Yep.
Lots of fun there catching up with him. And you mentioned lots of success. 4 Ohio Cardinal Conference championships then. His winning percentage was 88.4% in those 4 years at Ashland High School. Pretty amazing.
That's pretty solid.
That's solid, yeah. Any way you cut the cheese.
That's exactly right. There's no way you can describe it other than that's just pretty darn good.
All right, last thing for you. Tell us about what you're expecting for St. John's Jesuit as you guys get ready for them next Wednesday.
Well, St. John's is really good. I don't know how else to sugarcoat it. They are just really darn good. They are big, long, very fundamental, very disciplined. They won't beat themselves. They execute their offense, and at this point, we haven't spent a lot of time on them yet, but there's not a lot of weaknesses in the way they play the game. So we are going to, have to put our best effort out there to give ourselves a chance to win. And, fortunately, though, they've got a long road to get to TCC versus us, our 2.5-hour trip and their 5-minute trip. So I'm sure that'll give us an advantage, that extra time on the bus, getting ready to play that game. So
that's for you guys down in Columbus. Just so you know, in Congress they redraw districts. I think maybe we need a district redraw here. That's just me. That's my opinion. Sean Craig, remember him from Sylvania? His
Yes.
teammate, his 1-2 was Casey Hunt.
yes.
Saw Casey Hunt play at John Carroll against Wittenberg on Saturday. Still a player.
He was very good, and he was one that I thought would be a scholarship kid, really. I thought he was that close on the bubble, and apparently it didn't work out for him at that level. So
Sean Craig went from Indy, I think it was, transferred to Toledo. He's playing there now.
So one went up and one went down, so that's the way it goes.
That's the way it goes. Well, congratulations on a great season. OCC champions, OCC Coach of the Year, District 6 and OCC Pax Edgar Player of the Year, numerous accolades in the district and the OCC. I would say, from my perspective, job well done.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We've had a very successful year, and I'm super proud of these guys and proud of our coaching staff, proud of our players to handle the adversity that we've had. I do think we also set a school record this year you didn't mention.
I didn't.
For players in boots and walking boots.
It's true.
We've had 3 of them.
That is a lot.
Because we missed Garrett Davis the first 2 weeks of practice was in a walking boot.
Well, you also have, if you want to say boot, Grayson Baith.
Grayson Baith, yes.
That's 4.
That's 4. So, with everything that we've been through, the way our guys have just hung together and continued to fight and compete and been resilient all year, we're looking for a fun one next Wednesday.
Well, good luck to you. I wish you nothing but the best.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
all right,
guys.
Sounds good.
All right, that is Coach Jason Hess joining us here, as he has done all season long. And again, the Arrows are the number 7 seed in the Northwest 1 District, taking on Toledo St. John's Wednesday, March 4th. That'll be a week from tomorrow at Toledo Central Catholic. Game time 6 p.m. All right, what else do we need to take care of here, Chris?
Well, I want to give thanks to our sponsors, each and every one of them. I mentioned it the last game that we had against the girls, and I want to call them all out by name here tonight. This is our last broadcast for the season, for the basketball season. David and I will be with you about a month from now from Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park as we call the Arrows baseball games. Brandon Gunder will join us as well, and he'll run the camera and make sure we get on the air. But in terms of basketball, and a lot of these sponsors support us in football, basketball, and baseball, and we couldn't do this without them. I say that all the time, but that is as true as it gets. Sarver Paving, Simonson Construction Services, Hedstrom, Ashland Eye Care, Whitaker Myers, Priest Dental, Wickham and Hess, South Street Grill, Fickus Furniture, Chandler Systems, Inc., Linway Restaurant, the 419 Barber Shop, Truly Inspired Paper Company, Comfort Control, Bill Harris Dealerships, Connery Manufacturing, BB&C Car Care, Sid Suds, Coldwell Banker, Ward Real Estate, the Norman Foundation, Janney, Andrew Bush Law Offices, Truex Printing, Big Land Home Improvement, and finally, Bo Lacey Construction. You see those people out in the community, tell them thank you. It would mean a lot to me, to David, to Gunder, and everybody else that's associated with the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. And then from me, I want to thank Garth Boyd. I want to thank Steve Paramore. I want to thank David Wilson. Been a lot of fun this year, partner. I thank Aiden Chandler for stepping in my spot here several games this season. And then Brandon Gunder for for getting us on the air all season long and troubleshooting. Folks, you don't know what you don't know about this business, but there is always, every time you go live, there's something. I've come to learn that, and I've come to realize that, and without Garth Boyd and Brandon Gunner getting us on the air, we wouldn't be able to bring you these broadcasts. So thanks to them, and thank you, David. It's been a lot of fun, and can't wait for baseball.
Likewise, Chris. It's been great working with you guys. We wish Jason Hess and his crew all the best as they move into tourney time, and we'll be back with you for AHS baseball before you know it. Again, the final score this evening, it was Ashland over John Hay, 75-60. We thank you for your loyal viewership all season long. We'll join you with Ashland baseball coming up next month. In the meantime, this reminder, you've been watching Ashland Arrows basketball presented on YouTube on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network by Sarver Paving.